On the news this evening, River State policeman manhunt for teaching Pawtucket. Accident lives around East Westwood, Pawtucket. Returns to Indele Committee in Emma from recovery of arms by soldiers. Suspends former Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Osman Okpara. Stakeholders reacted last Saturday's supplementary action in River State. INEC suspended President Electoral Commissioner in Adamawa State on the foreign scene. A mosque postponed to launch a business racket. I am Khalad Kurubo. Remember, peace is the path. Prosperity of nation reign. Good evening. In Pawtucket, his car was crossed, which led to a heavy battle between the kidnappers and his car. 2 persons died as a result, with 3 others currently receiving treatment at the hospital. We just read the incident to our correspondent.
One Jeep like that was coming behind the black Jeep with escort. So once some guys in the line, they were with army of enforcement. So they double crossed the Jeep, targeted the escort, so they gun shot. They shot the driver on the side of the road. He made control to the other side. The 2 policemen, they were unconscious, rushed them. So the driver of that escort and one man like that lost their life. The driver of the Jeep that was carrying the politician came down like that flat. So these kidnappers, they carried the man and put in their white Sienna and left.
Meanwhile, the public relations of the River State Police Command, Grace Rinko, said the Commander of Police, P. Okon Effiong, has deployed a tactical team to ensure the release of the man who kidnapped along the East-West Road after SP Rinko said the personal aid to the VIP was kidnapped attached to the man sustained injuries and are currently receiving treatment at the hospital, although she did not disclose the identity of the man who was kidnapped. Moving on. The chairman of MOA local government area, Chidi Lloyd, says normalcy has returned to Indele community as the military has recovered its rifles illegally collected from 2 officers by a member disbanded member during an argument allegedly for personal oil bunkering activities in the community. But Dr. Lloyd tells correspondent treated. He also said he is highly embarrassed that Nigerian soldiers were asked by a civilian while sharing proceeds from illegal oil activities.
The rifle have been recovered and given back to the soldiers, and they have informed the reason they have retreated. But that's not enough. But the criminal, that incident at Indele made me feel very bad as a Nigerian. I felt ashamed as a Nigerian. Nigeria have the capacity to arm 2 Nigerian soldiers, collected their rifles, removed their uniform, and these who are trained to protect the integrity of the country.
The also said the incident community has justified his claim some army personnel compromising government efforts in the fight against illegal.
What I found in that end of compromise
and by gift have been declared by the rivers for illegal oil refining in the community.
A notorious criminal have been declared wanted by the River State government.
The law calling on residents of useful information on the activities of illegal oil refiners in their community said his administration will not ban against illegal oil refining in the area.
What we saw yesterday is what happens when the community condones criminality. In such attacks, there must be collateral damages. Collateral damages means that they can affect innocent people who were packing out yesterday from the community, who do not know whether there was honor gift as in the bush. When the military came, it went everybody. That's the collateral damage. When they something, they shoot something. That is what I tell them. They should confide in me, and because I will treat such information with utmost faith. We cannot allow criminals run us of our place. No, people should be running, not the good people. I will not condone that in this local government. I will tell you.
Meanwhile, the member of Rundele Committee A, for the lawyering will not be tolerated in the area. Ajo was said reacted to yesterday's clash with the member of this bandit OSPAC and army personnel in community.
They are still working in the Ligino, and I said from today, anybody that came bunkering will go for it. Because the federal government offense, there was a little crisis between my community and the 2 or 1 rifles and life ammunition for soldiers and the soldiers team to the government because all my office and not here because they all have the numbers in practice with them. Our flag arms were recorded from them and were them back to the soldiers and they have left. No skill in this community.
More than 20 months after takeover from the Elime Ogni region on access East-West Road over its state, the road had to be reconstructed. Travelers the road about kilometers in. Speaking of the federal lawmaker, Duname Deco, as a guild on the federal government to take the road as a national emergency. Mr. Deco, in an interview with correspondent Martha Okere, said the Ogonis have suffered enough, adding that the federal will not take all roads in the parts of the country.
This son of the East-West Road, it found other place in this country. We'll see the city way and we attended. Not too long ago, the mandate of the NNPC was constructing roads in Nigeria. Yet, these roads constructed in other parts of this country. This oil is coming from our refineries. To go 7 hours to drive through a section of road that's about 10 kilometers.
Deco, who represents Gokana constituency, also revealed that Rivers State made attempts to fix the road, but were stopped by agents of the federal government.
We pay, not apps. All abutments have been washed away. So what are we waiting for? Until scores of people get healed and found on that bridge, federal government will not test. Also shameful that even when the River State government, I was commissioner for works, attempted to take over that bridge and build a new bridge, NDDC and the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, they immediately swung into action and started dropping materials there, suggesting that was a federal government project that the River State government should back off. Several years down the line, that road is still like that. So I call on the federal government, let them be responsible enough to come and rebuild that road.
On the spot, an Ogoni stakeholder, Douglas Fabeke, says he's not satisfied despite money being released for the construction of the on the axis of East-West Road and contract reviewed. Nothing has been done on that road.
I have the letter with me in my office sent to me by the Honorable Minister of Works that money have been paid and contract have been reviewed. The GMP of NPC, he also told me the federal government giving money for NPC to go to that road. Why we only have the use of this awarding bid of contract and you know what done? No review for a contract. Don't know what.
Moving on, the PDP Ward 10 Port Harcourt local government area of River State has announced suspension of former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, R.C. Okparam, the party, and the statement by the chairman of the party. They also announced the suspension of the former chairman of the PDP in the LGA, Ikechi Chinda, PDP Publicity Secretary Daniel Chinda, PDP Ward Publicity Secretary Richard James, to suspend members of anti-parties and fear to pay their annual subscription fees. INEC in River State says it is sorting out the payment of allowance ad hoc staff participated in the 2023 general elections. The resident election officer in the state, Johnson Alalibo, while responding to questions, explained why payment to some of them is being made. Dr. Alalibo can hold the for made citizens.
This is how to conduct the election in Nigeria. And it goes down to other civic responsibility that we require citizens, Nigerian citizens, to partake. They will not be passive. We're really shrinking the civic space which citizens will likely partake. I have no confidence in the electoral system, in the Nigerian security outfit, and the electoral umpire to conduct free and fair election in Nigeria any longer. Millions of Nigerians goes with this thought.
On his part, the focal person of an election monitoring group known as Yaga in River State, Obinna Igbogidi, said his organization is not surprised that there was voters' apathy during the supplementary election.
We are not surprised at all to see the very low turnout that graced the federal presidential election in Faga. Having been hugely disappointed by the shortcomings of those two previous elections, we knew that a lot of eligible voters were going to stay away. It's quite sad that in an election where you were expected close to 190 voters to participate, the number of persons who came out to elect the federal lawmaker fell short of even close to 30% of that figure.
INEC has directed one of its resident electoral commissioner, Barrister Udu Yunusa Ari, to stay away from all activities of the electoral election. Yunusa Ari, the governor of our state, stirred controversy on Sunday morning when he announced Aisha Bini Dairu, candidate of the APC, as the winner of the polls, a move that was within its constitutional given authority. The administrative secretary has been directed to take charge of the commission office in Adamawa State. Still ahead, federal government grants regulatory approval for malaria vaccine. Stay tuned as we go for a very quick commercial break.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome back now to the rest of the news. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Rivers State Command, has confirmed the mob attack on its personnel during operation in the state. Public Affairs Officer, Media and Head of Advocacy Unit of the Command, Emmanuel Ogungbada, in a statement said operatives of the agency in Rivers State raided a hangout around Odunze Street, Mile 3 Diob on Friday, 14th April 2023, and a suspected drug dealer named Izu Sofia, popularly called 50, was apprehended with cannabis sativa. And also stated that Akmamuda has taxed operatives of all necessary arsenals to ensure that the suspect and his cohorts are arrested and brought to justice. The federal government has granted the regulatory approval for the Arrow 21 matrix developed by scientists at Oxford University. This was announced by the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, Professor Mojishola Adeyeye, today. Professor Adeyeye said the vaccine is to address the prevention of malaria in children from 5 months to 36 months of age. Now in business. Aviation workers at the Port Harcourt Airport today joined their counterparts across the country on a peaceful protest at the airport. The chairman of Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Port Harcourt International Chapter, Razak Animashon, told our correspondent that the workers gathered peacefully in compliance with the directive of the national body. He said the peaceful gathering did not disrupt flight operations.
We have also blocked some areas so that there be no movement, the operation. But when we now land that aircraft that took off from Lagos, so we have to relax. Why we relax is because, normally it is a Nigerian Airspace Management Agency that control the air. So some of their members, they are part of the union. They've not really issued no time to those airlines not to fly. So that is the case. So we have to relax. But we are still on standby for further directives. They allow flights to take off from other airports. So we have to allow. We didn't disrupt any national body.
Meanwhile, the federal government has urged the striking aviation workers to resume work, saying the requested adjustment of the minimum wage would be paid soon. In entertainment, the winner of a major photography award has refused his prize after revealing his work was in fact an AI creation. German artist Boris Eldagsin's entry entitled Pseudonisha, the Electrician, won the Creative Open category at last week's Sony World Photography Award. He said he used the picture to test the competition and to create a discussion about the future of photography. In sports, President of Spanish football club Joan Laporta says an investigation into claims that Barcelona paid referees for preferential treatment is part of his smear campaign. Prosecutors allege Barcelona paid Jose Maria Enriquez Ingrera, former vice president of Spain's referees committee, €8.4 million. Barcelona said the money was for consultancy work.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
An attempt to launch the most powerful rocket ever into space has been postponed for at least 48 hours. The vehicle, known as Starship, has been built by U.S. entrepreneur Elon Musk's SpaceX company. The problem appears to have been caused by frozen pressure and valve. On the news this evening, you heard Rivers State Police Command has begun manhunt for the kidnappers of PDP chieftain in Port Harcourt. Accident has claimed 2 lives around Jefta Access East-West Road in Port Harcourt. Peace has returned to Indele community in Emoa following the recovery of arms by soldiers. PDP has announced the suspension of the former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Austin Okpara. Stakeholders are reacting to last Saturday's supplementary election in Rivers State. INEC has suspended the resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa State. On the foreign scene, Elon Musk firm has postponed the launch of biggest rocket ever. The news was edited by Onyekachi Wonsu. Easy weather in Port Harcourt this evening. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of any nation. Let peace reign. I am Kala Dakurubatu. Good evening and do stay tuned.